The media. Another amazing, not surprising, but amazing statistic that you find is that 90%, 9 out of 10 of the Trump voters, or nearly 9 out of 10, said that they're suspicious and distrusting of the media. And because the media is treating Trump the way they are, it shows them that he, Trump, is on the right track.
Yes, that's absolutely true. We were stunned at the 88% figure. We knew it would be relatively high, but it's nearly unanimous. I mean, you can't get 88% to agree on, celebrating Mother's Day. So I think that is a remarkable number.
All right, now let's talk about the media, and I know this is discussed in the book Trumped as well. The media played such a big role. Donald Trump handled the media like no other Republican candidate, certainly for president, and I'd say for any office, ever handled the media. He went after them, he attacked them. So talk about how the media, played into the results, as you discuss in the book. And then let's also talk about, Larry, could you imagine what it would cost if the Democrats wanted to try to destroy and have all the negativity out there against Donald Trump? As, in my opinion, you may disagree, this mainstream media has been relentless, day after day, night after night, moment after moment, relentless. You couldn't buy that negative publicity against someone if you wanted to. Yet, you see the numbers of his supporters. I could give you the CNN numbers. 54, I know what his approval rating is, 44 or so, but the 54% say that things are going well in the U.S., and 6 in 10 say the economy is good. And that's despite all this bashing and trashing nonstop. So talk about, again, the media during the election, as you discuss in your book, and what you found here, the media negativity constant, as is reflected in your poll.
Yes. Let me. That's a good question. It has several parts. Let me address each one of them in turn. On the economy, this is where polling and whatever the media is saying has really very little impact, because this is something that we all know. We know from our own lives. We know from the lives of our family members, the lives of our friends. We have a pretty good idea of where the economy is. And everybody hears economic statistics, and they go in one ear and out the other, and they change daily. And the stock market, goes up and goes down like a roller coaster. Who can follow that on a daily basis if you have a regular job? But we have a sense of it. And so there's a case of where media coverage and polling results don't really affect the judgment of the people. As far as what happened in this past election, this has been a long-term trend. It's not as though other Republicans haven't attacked the media. I always remember, I'm sure you recall this, George H.W. Bush in 1992 was given a very hard time. And by the end of the campaign, the #1 bumper strip that he distributed said, "Annoy the media, re-elect Bush."
Right.
Now, it didn't happen, but still, that was a major issue. But here's what's changed, in addition to cell phones and computers and all the rest of it. What's changed is we no longer have broadcasting. We have narrowcasting. Every cable channel and even the major networks have pre-selected, self-selected groups of Americans, and generally speaking, the people attracted to watch their news already agree with what they're getting. And I think that has an enormous impact.
Yeah, no, I agree. It absolutely does. But, it just amazes me, and this is something, again, and I think this speaks to the media bias. CNN buries this. Their headline is, lowest approval rating in 100,000 years, 40%, 44, whatever it is. But in the same poll, like I said, 54% say things are going well in the U.S. That's fairly well and pretty well. And if you look down their history of the poll, you got to go back to 2007 to see something that beats that. Same on the economy. You got to go back. So you got to go back 10 years before Obama to find such a positive view of things going well in the country. And as I said again, I don't mean to harp on it, but it's something I'm obsessed with, despite the negativity that comes out of this media every single day.
Yeah, no, but you see, it doesn't have any impact, or it has relatively little impact. It goes right over people's heads or under them. First, a lot of them aren't watching. Most of them aren't watching. They're watching something else that is more attuned to their viewpoints. And second, even if they hear it, it's noise. It's cognitive dissonance, but it's noise. And if they have a fundamental political view, and most people do today because of polarization, it just doesn't affect their ratings. Let me add one thing, Steve. Even taking the CNN poll, and I have no idea whether it's right or wrong, or how many points in either direction is right, but just take what they show, which is 44% approval for Trump and 54% disapprove. Well, what was the election result on November 8th? It was 46% for Trump and 54% for all the other candidates on the ballot. So nothing's changed, really. As our poll showed in the Center for Politics, he hasn't lost any supporters. He hasn't gained any or many either, but he has maintained in a very controversial environment, a very difficult environment, the support of his backers. And in the Electoral College, as we learned last November, that's enough for re-election. If he continues to hold his base, Democrats aren't going to carry, Wisconsin. They aren't going to carry Pennsylvania. They aren't going to carry Ohio or Iowa. So how do they win?